What exactly is the model of human occupation, and how can it help you understand functional neurological symptom disorder? Ever found yourself unsure of how to connect a client's symptoms with their occupational performance? You're not alone. In this video, we'll break down MOHO, the model of human occupation, in simple terms and show how it applies directly to FNSD. By the end, you'll know how to identify which parts of MOHO are most impacted by FNSD, and use MOHO as a roadmap to guide your evaluations and interventions. Let's dive in. Welcome back to video number 2 in this series on occupational therapy's role in functional neurological symptom disorder. I'm Habiba, and today we're exploring how MOHO helps us make sense of FNSD in clinical practice. Resources and key references are linked in the description below, so you can review MOHO concepts at your own pace. MOHO is one of OT's most widely used models. It views human occupation as an interaction of 4 main components: volition, which is motivation, values, and interest; habituation, which is habits, routines, and roles; performance capacity, which is physical and cognitive skills; and finally, environment, the physical, social, and cultural context we live in. When the components interact smoothly, occupational performance flows. But when one is disrupted, as in FNSD, the system can break down. In MOHO, performance capacity includes not only the mental and physical abilities a person has, but also the lived experience of using those abilities during occupation. For clients with FNSD, this lived experience is often inconsistent or unpredictable, even though structural tests appear normal. By using MOHO as our framework, we avoid focusing only on symptoms. Instead, we see the whole system, what motivates the clients, how routines are disrupted, where skills break down, and how environments help or hinder recovery. This holistic view allows occupational therapy practitioners to design interventions that actually stick and help clients regain control of their daily lives. MOHO is especially useful for FNSD because it captures how symptoms influence identity, daily routines, and participation, not just motor or sensory performance. It helps practitioners understand why clients may avoid activities, struggle with routines, or feel disconnected from their previous roles. Clients with FNSD often want to re-engage in work, leisure, or family roles, but fear of symptoms, stigma, and unpredictability can weaken motivation. Exploring volition helps us uncover what matters most to clients, so interventions stay meaningful. In MOHO, volition includes values, interests, and personal causation. Clients with FNSD may experience shifts in personal causation, meaning they doubt their abilities or feel uncertain about their capacity to improve. Understanding these changes helps us choose occupations that rebuild confidence and connects clients with what matters most to them. Daily routines can be severely disrupted by symptom unpredictability. A client who once had a structured workday may now feel trapped by fatigue or functional seizures. Rebuilding consistent routines supports occupational identity and participation. Habituation also includes the roles a person occupies, like parent, partner, worker, or community member. FNSD can interrupt these roles overnight. OT helps clients reestablish routines that support these roles and rebuild a sense of identity. Performance capacity is where symptoms are most visible. Clients may present with tremors, paralysis, or speech difficulties, even though tests show no structural damage. This mismatch is confusing, but MOHO reminds us that functional limitations are real and must be addressed. Finally, the environment. A supportive context empowers recovery, while disbelief and stigma can reinforce disability. As occupational therapy practitioners, we can advocate for environmental supports that encourage participation and reduce barriers. Zach is a 54-year-old male who recently experienced sudden left-sided weakness, cognitive fog, speech difficulties, and balance changes. His symptoms initially appeared consistent with an ischemic stroke. However, after MRI imaging and neurological evaluation revealed no structural injury, he was diagnosed with functional neurological symptom disorder. Zach has a notable medical history, including a past pulmonary embolism and aortic dissection, along with hypertension and high cholesterol. He lives with his spouse and 3 children, 1 in college, 1 a high school senior, and 1 a freshman. Before his diagnosis, Zach worked as the chief operating officer for a hospital system. His daily life revolved around long hours, multitasking, decision-making, and high responsibility. He was deeply invested in leadership, mentorship, and supporting his team. Since the onset of symptoms, everything has shifted. He's on long-term FMLA. He feels embarrassed using a walking cane in public. He's withdrawn socially. His pre-existing depression has worsened. More than anything, he's struggling with the loss of identity, wondering who he is without his work role. Zach's story will serve as our anchor as we apply MOHO to better understand FNSD and guide occupational therapy intervention. When viewed through MOHO, we can see how FNSD impacted Zach's volition, disrupted his roles and routines, altered his lived experience of performance, and created environmental demands that felt overwhelming. His story helps illustrate how MOHO guides both evaluation and intervention. Let's recap today's key points. MOHO views occupation as the interaction of volition, habituation, performance capacity, and environment. FNSD disrupts multiple parts of the system, not just physical performance. Occupational therapy practitioners can use MOHO as a roadmap to guide evaluation, intervention, and advocacy. Understanding FNSD through MOHO lays the foundation for the practical strategies we'll explore next. Join me in episode 3, where we'll take MOHO from theory to practice, looking at real-world occupational therapy interventions to help clients with FNSD re-engage in meaningful occupations. See you there!